A strong first half for LSEG with the total income up 7.6%. And as you just ran through, we've had a broad-based performance with growth across all the different parts of the business. And in addition, as you mentioned, our margin continues to improve. And that is even as we invest in the business. One other point I should just touch on is that our innovation, new product, making a lot of progress in a lot of areas. And our partnership with Microsoft is going very well. We've got commercial availability of new product coming in the back half of this year. So really pleased with the performance across the business, a very broad-based, strong performance.
Yeah, I wanted to touch on recurring revenues. Are you able to grow that beyond where you are right now? And really because of the higher interest rate environment, just the difficulties we're even seeing with just some of the progress you see around things like IPOs, listings as well. Big part of your business is that. Are you able to grow it?
Well, we actually have a great business model right now where we have about 70% recurring revenues, which is a nice high percentage, and that recurring revenue, that bucket of recurring revenues is growing attractively. And then the roughly other 30% of our revenue is exposed to market activity. And we tend to benefit when there is volatility in the markets, when there's uncertainty around interest rates, when there is volatility in FX or in equities. So the business model that we have right now and that balance of 70-30 with growth across the business, we feel pretty good about that.
David, lovely to see you and look through numbers. I had a terrific conversation with Stefan Bujnar, as ever. You'll know him as a very combative, great rival of the London market as well. He was still talking about the post-Brexit environment, which I told him that war's over. We've got a new government, it's all over. But anyway, he didn't seem to get the point. But in terms of the battle for capital, and you'll know Stefan's conversations, the battle for capital, to attract it, A, to the European continent, I still consider us part of the European continent, and then B, to the London market. How difficult is that, David?
So London continues to be by far the leading European listing destination and the leading international listing destination. So you have seen in the first half a number of significant capital raises. There's always a lot of focus on IPOs, but we've seen significant capital raises as well in not IPOs, but secondary capital. And London continues to do very well. So we don't really think about it in those terms. And we're also very pleased with the performance of LSEG across the business, both the London Stock Exchange, but also our fixed income trading, our Forex trading, our data business, our clearing, our index, et cetera. So we're very pleased with the performance.
I know for a fact that it is a forlorn task for me to talk to you about politics as well, but you will not be unaware, I'm sure, David, of the change of government we've had. And look, I don't see a lot between Jeremy Hunt and his aspirations for London and Rachel Reeves and her aspirations for London. But they come with a different constituency as well. Do you think that possibly the reforms that started under Jeremy Hunt will actually get another leg forward with this government, or do you think it will take a different direction?
I think that there's a clear consensus across the parties, whether in opposition, whether in government, and we've seen this very smooth transition with respect to the capital markets reforms. So a number of the capital markets reforms that were initiated under a conservative government have now been implemented under a Labour government. And you would have seen that the FCA announced further reforms, some final, some in consultation, just last Friday. Earlier this month, we had the largest change in our listing regime and capital markets reforms in about 30 years. And we have implemented that just this past week with the launch of the new consolidated market, premium and standard together. So I think consensus across government and opposition about the importance of London to the economy, about the importance of capital markets to the economy, and I think we'll continue to see really good progress.